so the idea is, as women, we are often set up almost to compete with one another and view each other as like a threat, almost, right? And so this idea of looking at a group of women who are working or working towards a goal or in community together, looking at them as a true community instead of as your competition, right? And so I want to tell you a story that you may remember, but please forgive me because I was not there at the time. There was this, this idea for thousands of years that the human body could not physically run a mile faster than 4 minutes. It wasn't possible. People had been trying for millennia, and it wasn't possible, right? And then in 1954, this young man named Roger Bannister comes along, and doesn't he just run a mile in 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds, right? And that is amazing in and of itself as a reminder for us not to take somebody else's limitation and just accept it. We should always push to see what's possible. But the bigger lesson here that I take from this is what happened next. Within a year, there was a race, and 3 people in that race ran that mile faster than 4 minutes, and faster than Roger Bannister did, in fact. And so what that tells me is that they saw Roger Bannister as an example of what can be accomplished, rather than as a competitor, as a threat. They saw something that couldn't be done, and they saw it accomplished. And just like that, even though people couldn't have done it for thousands of years, I think in the first 13 months, there was Roger Bannister and 4 others. And now, of course, it's pretty standard that we know that we can do that, and so people do that. But the whole point is that they were able to view it as an example of what can be done. So taking that idea of celebrating as women our victories and supporting each other with our wins, that's a huge lesson that we can take. And oftentimes we forget, because culturally we're almost pit against each other, right? And so something that I always love to share is you can take that spirit of community and use people that you look up to or that you admire, or maybe that you're a bit jealous of or envious of. It doesn't have to be a big thing like the mile. It can be getting a blanket. You don't know how to do that, right? It can be anything, but use them as inspiration so that you can push yourself to do the thing that you want to do in life, right? There is a beautiful saying that says, a rising tide lifts all boats. And I really love that, because the idea is that if the community grows, everyone grows with it. And so I always like to keep that one in mind. I'll have a lot of little tidbits here for you. That's one of my favorite ones, a rising tide lifts all boats. And in the spirit of this community over competition, I always like to give an example. If you are asked to build the tallest building in town, you can do it 2 ways. You can either gather a team of everyone that you're going to need, you can use your engineering ingenuity, you can build the tallest building that you can build. Or you could build a decent building by yourself, as big as you can do by yourself, and knock all the smaller buildings down, and boom, you're the tallest building, right? And so I think that example and that story really brings to life the idea that if we work together, we can do much greater things. We can build taller buildings together than on our own. And yes, maybe we still achieve the tallest building because we crumbled everybody around us, but that's not going to be for anyone's highest good.